Hello, I'm author Denise Turney, and you are watching the Chisel, CHISTELL.com YouTube channel, and I thank you for being here with me. I am going to do a reading from my book, Love Has Many Faces. Again, this is Love Has Many Faces. Hopefully, you have a copy or you get a copy, ebook or print, Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, ebook it, Walmart, etc. Love Has Many Faces by Denise Turney. So I will begin and I'm going to start on page 20. This is actually a very good friendship book that crosses races and culture about these two friends. That one's an African American woman, one is a white woman in New York. They both are. One's a A-list celebrity, but she has made some bad decisions, and the other is an up-and-coming playwright. So I'm on page 20. As soon as she entered her bedroom, she started turning the 96 channel television knob in fast circles. See, this story takes place, I think, in the 90s, so 96 channels was a big deal back then. 2 minutes later, rather than spin the knob a third time, she punched the power button and watched the screen blacken. Instinctively, she sat on her bed and turned on the radio. A a disco a a disco song buzzing in her ears. She sipped cola. Leslie, do you want some? She stopped talking, bit into the fish sandwich, stood and looked across the hall. Sleep. Here I am trying to make conversation and she's asleep. One song later, the bedroom was quiet. She walked inside the living room and parting the drapes, she looked on the picture out the picture window. She watched the wind blow through the trees. The weather was cool and cloudy, just like this on the day Sonia died. It was a late night telephone call that changed her family tree. Come to the hospital now. That's what her mother kept telling her, the doctor said. By the time they got there, Sonia was dead. Wind rattled the picture window. Crossing her arms, she whispered, Sonia, why did you die and leave me? You were supposed to grow up. We were supposed to be roommates, not me and some mania of a woman. You and me, Sonia, we were supposed to be best friends. Nibbling her bottom lip and swallowing hard, she released the past and returned to her bedroom. After she slipped into a pair of wooden clogs, she grabbed her purse and checked to make sure she had $20. Door keys in hand and her purse strapped over the crest of her shoulder, she closed and locked the front door and entered the hall. While she walked to the parting elevator door, she wondered if Diane's party started. When she turned her wrist, she glanced at the diamond watch Leslie bought her for her birthday last year from Tiffany's. The delicate hands on the watch told her it was 7:30. She hurried inside the elevator. She declined Diane's invitation to attend her party because she refused to be subject to another night of ridicule. When she moved to apartment 1201, Diane threw two parties, both on a Saturday night, both within the first month she lived in the high rise. Diane laughed when she turned down her offer of drugs. She wanted her to loosen up and let her show her how to do blow. That night, while she backed away from the white powdery substance, she made references to God and Scripture. The daughter of a movie director in the twilight of his career, Diane knew more Hollywood secrets than the Daily Fact. Well dressed and witty, she announced celebrity secrets while she made her rounds, tapping shoulders at the party she hosted. She and her girlfriend Paulette, a leggy Broadway dancer, kept their noses in other people's business. They instigated marriage breakups and took decent single men from their steady girlfriends. Robin's best revenge against Diane was Diane's pale, pimply face. She stepped out the elevator and reminded herself how unattractive Diane was. She wouldn't miss not showing up at the party, even if she was the only absent single resident. The wind picked up and battered her face when she pushed the apartment entrance doors apart and stepped beneath the canopy. She lowered her head, crossed her arms, and braced herself for the evening chill before she left to cover the canopy. The first thing she did was to hunt a newspaper stand. Her search led her to Rascals and East 22nd Street American Cuisine restaurant. A single New York Times remained in the box. She dropped 2 quarters in the newspaper machine and pulled out the thick newspaper. Dinah and Trish told her about Rascals. It was one of their favorite weekend eateries. She had not once been inside before. She ordered herbal tea when the waitress approached her window table. Steam curling off the top of the tea and the waitress gone, she settled into her search for a good movie. Her finger went down the pages to the weekend movie clock section until she saw Into the Night. She stared at the title of the newly released movie directed by Gavin Paris. Then she stood and as quickly as she entered Rascals, she exited. Wind sucked at the door and rain attacked her face like a gun full of pellets. The sky had gone black. She labored to catch her breath while she ducked around the nearest corner and ran inside Lowe's department store to purchase a raincoat and an umbrella. All in 1 minute, she told the cashier not to bag her purchase, grabbed the receipt and left. It was $7.50. In 10 minutes, Lowe's would close for the day. She thought the rain quickened when she stepped on the sidewalk. With a flip of her thumb, the brand new black umbrella popped open. Beneath the umbrella, she took quick steps getting down the sidewalk. Moments later, when she turned and looked over her shoulder, Lowe's was a small blur. Through a throng of businessmen, women managers and CEOs, police officers, housewives, and retired early men, most scurrying to automobiles, taxis, or buses, home from work in the start of the weekend. Through a huddle of umbrellas, she pressed her way. Amid the throng was a tall, stocky woman. Her hair was covered with a copy of the New York Times. One block ahead was the Chelsea Cinema. Stopping at the crosswalk and turning her head from side to side like a tin soldier, Robin lowered her foot into the street. A Volkswagen sped past her. In its wake was a rush of mud and water. Both landed on Robin and the stocky woman. Satire filled the stocky woman's voice. Bum! And you see a little bit of the New York City and where this Love Has Many Faces takes place. I'm trying to get to some of the mystery in this story so you can say, oh my God, I gotta get that book. I want to read that story. Um, it was almost midnight when Joyce finished washing the pots and pans and shoving the dishes. Hot from the cleaning they received in the dishwasher, Leslie helped her scrub burnt out the pots and pans before she went to the foyer closet and pulled out her coat. The front door scarcely made a noise when she opened it. It whispered at her back when she pulled it to her clothes. Hi. Arnold looked up. What you doing here? I want to talk to you. He smiled and stretched forth his hand. Sure. Then he patted the space on the porch sofa next to him. Come on over here and sit down next to your father. She tried to smile. She turned away from him when she said, it's not too cold out. No. When did you start sitting on the porch? I've never known you to do this. I'm going down further. Dad, if I wasn't like Mom, I wouldn't have any friends. He was silent. A car went down the street and turned the corner. Are you saying I'm not friendly? Dad, who is Jack? Really, who is he? He? And why did you have him follow me for what seemed like all the time I was living in Manhattan? She gritted her teeth. He's been sending me letters, threatening letters, for the longest time, ever since Robin's been living with me. He wants money, Dad, a lot of money. He's making threats, but I don't think he'll do anything. I think he's just trying to scare me into giving him the money he keeps asking for. Is that why you had Robin move in with you? She shook her head and chuckled dryly. I didn't know Robin when Jack started threatening me, she sighed. It was just those phone calls before then. Where were those from Jack too, Dad? All those phone calls? I, and why did Bob know Jack too? And why is Jack asking me for money? Are you broke? No, I'm not broke. You see how your mother lives. Think she can live high like she does if I was broke? Being married to her with her expensive taste is a wonder I'm not broke enough. That's for sure. Then why is Jack asking me for money? And so I'm going to stop right there. This is a murder mystery. Leslie, her father, she's talking to her father. If you've ever seen American Greed, he probably would be a star of that show. Love Has Many Faces. If you like a good mystery, please go get a copy of Love Has Many Faces and hit the subscribe button and keep up with us at chisel.com. See you back here next time. Bye for now.